At Wind Wolves, the entrance to the visitor center is guarded by a looming arch draped with the gnarled antlers of tule elk. The tule elk appear at dawn and dusk, emerging from the mist to graze on the hillside. As daylight approaches, they disappear back into the hills. I'm camping here with some friends. We propped open the hoods of our vehicles to keep the rodents from chewing on the wires and hoses. We set off on a hike together, the air warm in the midday sun. There's something special about exploring the beauty of the place as a group, laughing and chatting along the way. A couple of us stopped to rest while the other two pushed on, eager to reach Raven's Landing. Hello. The mysterious look of the clouds hanging low over the mountains makes me itch to explore further. Maybe tomorrow. Today is sunny and beautiful, perfect for an earlier start and a longer hike. One of the women plans to bike to the top of the trail, while I'm heading for the Tule Elk Overlook, eager to see what lies ahead. As I start out, I can see the steep trail cutting up the hillside. The views looking back down the valley are stunning. There's the campground, but I can't quite make out my truck. You can tell this land is used for grazing cattle, with the wide open spaces and worn paths. Well, I made it. There's the overlook. 33.5 minutes. 1.48 miles from the campground. There's the campground down there. Tule elk can be distinguished from mule deer by their prominent white rump, light beige coat, and long dark brown mane. I feel strong enough to push on and do a longer hike. I'm thinking of tackling the full loop of the Tule Elk Trail to the El Camino Viejo Trail. It's a 7.4 mile loop. I texted my friends to let them know I'm attempting it. Wish me luck! Cattle dot the landscape, slowly making their way through the wide open grasslands. 3 miles in and still feeling strong. The open road beckons, but the solitude here is something else. I feel so far out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm beginning to get tired. The trail runs alongside the cattle fields, past that no public access sign. 4 miles down, every step feels like it's taking me further away from the world that I know. A white gate and a sign mark the end of this section. Finally, I've reached the El Camino bike trail. Passing the picnic grounds at the Willows. It must get crowded sometimes, but today it's just me and the open trail. I've got about another mile to the beginning of the trail and a half mile more to the campground. This was the original trail between San Francisco Bay and Los Angeles. still have another mile to go and I am tired. The final stretch back to the campground feels like it's dragging. My steps have gotten shorter, each one a little harder than the last. But I know I'm almost there. After a long day on the trail, there's nothing quite like winding down around the campfire. The warmth, the laughter, and the quiet of the wilderness. This is what makes the journey worth it. A perfect end to a perfect adventure.